Just a video about the Cybertruck. There's some new information about the single motor version. What I think I have a hypothesis on what's going to happen. So they've had information about how they're going to make a gig of Mexico, right? So because they're gonna have gig of Mexico, then they're going to use that to make a single motor version of the Cybertruck. So the single motor version of the Cybertruck will be made in Mexico, and it's going to be a smaller version. It'll be able to be produced um, throughout the whole world. It can be shipped anywhere. It can be put in any market in any country. It'll be an international version of the Cybertruck. It's going to be smaller, and that way they're going to be able to keep the same $39,000 cost frame, and they'll be able to produce it at that cost, and it's going to be just a little bit smaller than the big one, which I personally like, honestly, because once we have full self-driving vehicles everywhere, you're not going to need a big vehicle for safety. You could be in a pod, because eventually they're going to have a Tesla pod. It's going to be I've already talked about this before on the channel. If you follow this channel, you know. But basically, there's going to be a pod, and once full self-driving is achieved, then they'll be able to make these in India, and they're going to be think about a jet pod, like inside the pod of that, or like a speedboat, like a fast one of those race boats. They have like a jet pod inside of there. And it's gonna be a jet pod on two wheels, and it'll be gyroscopically stabilized. And maybe it'll be on the front wheel. The front wheels at speed can come together and become one wheel, and then when they come to a stop, they slowly open up, and they spread open. And the slower you get, and you get a three. It's a three-wheel vehicle then, but maybe they'll do it one of those two ways. But more than likely, it'll be gyroscopically stabilized, because they already made as I talked about in the other video before. If you follow this channel, you know, then they made a Tesla like e-bike, and the e-bike has gyroscopic stabilization, which makes it so it can drive itself. It's on two wheels, and it's able to just go. It can turn on the motors and walk itself, and basically, it's going to be that's going to be the future of the the Tesla pods will be that way. Once the battery technology's proper and everything's good, everything's ticking right, then that's going to be what's the closest thing to a Tesla motorcycle. So it kind of is going to be a motorcycle. Okay, so there will be a Tesla motorcycle. So that's going to be something to look out for, which I think is going to be great. And ultimately, there's but the Cybertruck, they're going to be making it so they can have it for mass production, because they want to have and for the whole global market, because they want to be able to take it to Europe. They want to be able to put it in every country around the entire world, and basically the single motor version will be that vehicle. Okay, and so there's all sorts of stuff happening in the pipeline right now. Um, we have XAI. We have them figuring out how to make proper, artificial intelligence, which I talked about in a previous video, and I dropped some hints about how to do it properly. And then all of a sudden, Elon Musk figured out how to do it. So yes, and it's going to be just like how I talked about in one of my previous videos. How if you have a human like you, who you are, and we put you in a place where you're driving a vehicle in a place where you've never been, and you have no GPS, you have no map, you have no nothing, you've never been there. How good of a driver are you there? You're not that good of a driver, and if you are, well, kudos to you. But most people aren't good drivers when they're in somewhere newest, in comparison to when they've been driving there for a long time. They know exactly what to do. Okay, and so ultimately, if you have some basic information, then they can overlay that basic information. They're going to do a 2-set model training system, and one of the sets will have that information built into it and say, hey, you know what, this was the previous versions of what was here before, and, you know, basically train off of what should be there, and then you'll have a comparison model set. Because if it's been successful there one time before, more than likely, if it's something like a stop sign, it's going to know there's a stop sign there because the previous model figured out there's a stop sign there. Because that's how humans work. Once you learn there's a stop sign in the area, you naturally come to a stop there. Even if they change it to some other style, or they get rid of the stop sign there, you're going to start to slow down, like, oh snap. Or if there wasn't a stop sign there at some point, and then they put a stop sign in, you might blow through the stop sign sometimes, just because if there's no one there, because it'll be natural to you anyways. But there's all sorts of stuff going on, and the full self-driving is going to be released um, with the single motor versions, which it'll be the full self-driving and Tesla taxi service. So the full self-driving is getting ramped up right now. It's got it now, and one of the biggest problems with full self-driving is that Tesla is going to have to insure the vehicles. Okay, Tesla is going to ensure that all their vehicles are safe for the road and operation. Okay, they'll have to make sure that every vehicle is insured. They're going to insure every single one of the vehicles, because if you're not driving, the reason why you pay for insurance is for car insurance is for you as a driver. It insures you as a driver, right? And you have a vehicle, you insure your vehicle as well. But that's less than half of it is insuring the vehicle. It's mostly about insuring the driver. That's what insurance is about. And so ultimately there's other policies and stuff out there, like, uninsured driver and other things too, that keep the system protected. But we're going to, if you're not driving the car, then you don't need to have operators insurance. So anyone with a bad driving record can get into a self-driving car and let the car drive it for them, and they're going to be perfect. So honestly, there's so much in the future, so much technology is going to allow so much advancement. But anyways, if you are new to this channel, you should really check out this channel, because I have lots of great information, including but not limited to the secret military purpose of the Starlink constellation, all metals isolating magnet design that can use a toroidal shape, like a donut shape, to induce eddy currents into metals to make them levitate up towards the center of the toroid, because you have spinning electromagnets all spinning up toward the center. And I have all sorts of information about all sorts of great things, because I'm a soul time traveler from Constellation Aquarius. Samat Sarud, right? That's who I am. And ultimately, everything is what the opposite is as well. So, anyways, in a toroid, all is one, and the spin is one way on one side, and it's the other way on the other. Positive and negative flow. But anyways, check it all out. Check out my channel, because I have great important information, and I have inventions, including and some of these inventions, like for instance, I disclose information about metal glass. You can make glass that's it's metal, but it's made like a Prince Rupert drop, and you can make it instantly cooled down so it's flexible, and it can handle extremely high heat. So, and then you can use this for UAPs or whatever, and you can make all sorts of great material science advances. And I have lots of information on all that. That's that's Scrappy Senior right there. We have 4 puppies, all from this little one, and Tina too. So, anyways, I have lots of great stuff. So, check out my channel, because there's great things. It's amazing. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a glorious, magnificent, wonderful, beautiful, awesome, amazing, fantabulous existence. And I'll see you all around in the next video. So, till then, bye-bye. Love you all.